There are three things in life that seem to regularly get me wound up. Blokes who pull things out of boxes and bolt them together and call them custom builds.
Hey guys. New bike day.
Basically anything built by a giant. That's satisfying. And bicycles built for kids with special needs that look like hospital waiting room equipment. I mean, why can't they still be fun? I mean, it's a bicycle, it's meant to be fun, and he's a kid. I can't do much about the first two, but here's one chance I had to do something about the third. Details next. It's not often you actually get to meet your clients before you build them something in my field. You end up obviously getting contacted online, sometimes from the other side of the world. This time was rather special. I was out in our solar quad we built last season, joyriding my mate's kids down to the shops in the holiday town that we hang out with. And I got flagged down, and the people that said, "Where did you get this? Who built this?" And to which I explained I built it and who I am and so on. And they said, "Oh, we've got to come and see you." And I went, "Oh, okay. Well, that's a bit ominous, but okay." So when we invited them around, which we were about a block away, we invited them around for a chat, and things kicked off really quickly. It turns out they had an NDIS application in for a tandem bicycle for both their son with special needs and them and their carers to ride, to get him outside and get him active. And they clearly weren't thrilled by what was on offer and the dollars involved, and didn't think it was actually going to be, something that exciting for everybody. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been so taken by what we'd built. Things flowed pretty organically from there. We really were on common ground very quickly, and I felt that the solar quad idea that wasn't quite right for them. It was a little bit too bike guy, not quite so approachable for beginners. And I advised them to come in for a consult, and perhaps they should have a look at our Hygge side-by-side design. So a week or two later, they came into the shop, and they brought their carers with them, and we went through the whole process like we do everyone we build a custom for here at Tri-Sled. We tried some things out the front. We got some of our tandem trikes out and some of our bikes, and we really started figuring out which direction would work. Very quickly, we sort of established what kind of pedals was needed, and handlebars, and seat belts, and details like that. And we ironed out this build. It grew from the Hygge design because the Hygge design is so lovely in as far as you're right beside who you're riding with, and you can communicate with them, and you can look after their needs if they have special needs, and you can enjoy the riding experience. The twist with this build was we decided to make it with fat tyres because they're going to be using it rather in a holiday town which has a lot of sandy tracks by the coast. And we really wanted it to be an outdoor adventure machine. We wanted it to be a reflection of both the owners and the people that were going to be using it, to be something a lot more fun than just a boring old sort of upright trike with two seats on it that, frankly, I was skeptical they would use that much. So here's a build montage showing you everything that's in this build. a brief overview of the specifications. It's based on our Hooger design, which you can see content on some of our other videos on. Spec'd up to 4-inch tyres. The boy's side has a direct drive so that it actually forces his legs to turn over. The idea is to get his legs moving. And he has special strap-in pedals to make sure that his legs are good and secure. Also a lap seat belt and handlebars in a location that we've established is favourable to him. To get him in there as familiar as possible and make him nice and secure, so the pilot doesn't have to worry too much about him while they're navigating traffic or pathway obstacles, etc. One of the nice things about the Hooger design is it does have a lovely turning circle, really tight, which means if you're not used to riding large tandem bicycles, it's quick and easy to get used to. On the driver's side, it features a 250 watt Bafang motor with a large battery. I think we put a 25 amp hour battery to try and get some range in case they do successfully go on some good adventures. It has a version of our index crank, which we've developed originally for racing, which enables it to be adjusted for size very quickly and for all the different riders that would ride it. Blue paint, basket on the back, room for panniers. You get the idea. So if you like this build, you probably like some of the other stuff we build, so please check out the channel, like and subscribe, tell your friends about us, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers! That's satisfying.